Well, Marty, we're getting to what we would call a really thorough cleanup. Okay, this car is never going to be in perfect shape. It's beat pretty bad. It's a utility vehicle. This isn't something that we're going to get to showroom, show car level, but we need to clean it up. And we got a lot of plastic bits on these FJ Cruisers. We got a lot of beat up wheels. So we'll go what we call just an aggressive pre-soak on all the undersides, the plastics, the wheels. So we basically have a strong dilution of TRX and a sprayer. We have a bottle sprayer. We've mixed it up pretty aggressively, 1-to-1, 2-to-1, something like that. And we're just trying to knock some of this mud down.
Yeah, yeah. This becomes the trigger part for me, and you get to sit back and just let your spray, huh?
Pump. You can use this one. You can use this one. This is one of those things of work smarter, not harder. Obviously, you got an off-road truck, where my shop is, you're going to have a lot of things like sand dunes, guys going out to the desert. Here you're going to go mudding, and that's kind of what this is for. And so, again, this customer knows that this isn't in here for, an insane level two-step correction. Let's bring this thing. He just wants it cleaned up. And again, a lot of you might just be in that situation where you're like, man, I just want to clean up my truck. I want to clean up, my FJ Cruiser, my utility vehicle. There'd be another one. You got a side-by-side, something like that. And, this is kind of a nice little beginning process. I'm actually going to open up and hit the door jambs with this because they are in pretty rough shape.
And the beauty about TRX in this situation, we're not really concerned about plastics, are we?
No, it's not gonna scorch them. It's not gonna leave them, looking ugly. These back doors open up and they have big hinges on them, so get some TRX working down on those. Don't do any of this stuff, guys, in direct sunlight. Doesn't matter what product you use. It's always good when you need a product to really sit and work. It has less time to work if there's sun, right? So it's not always about danger. It's about, I want this product to have time to work away all of these different things, all these different dirt particles. And, I'm even spraying, I'll come behind you, Marty, and I'll spray all the rims. I'll try to spray as much of the underbody as I can with this sprayer. All these plastics and nooks and crannies. This is probably the height of using this plastic cladding, right? I mean, this was kind of one of those vehicles, you saw it the first time and you're like, man, that's a lot of plastic. And it's aged a lot better than anybody thought. These weren't really all that loved in the moment, but they've definitely gained some popularity now.
No, we definitely questioned it. Why would they do all that?
Yeah. It's like the avalanche, right? I mean, it just kind of hit everybody.
I think the good part about Toyota, they use better plastics than the Avalanche.
Yeah, that's probably true. But there's just a lot of little places for dirt to hide. And, we say this, people are probably sick of hearing it. Use the chemical to your advantage.
Absolutely. This isn't a time, it's already diluted. Even if we're putting it ready to use, right? Like, this isn't the time to be trying to save a little, do this. Let's get after it,
I'm trying to make my life easier. I think that's oftentimes what gets left out of the chemical conversation is, if you're using the right stuff and you're happy with what you're using it properly, your life should be easier. This is, a lot of people have these types of vehicles and they dread cleaning them up. I'll talk to people and they're like, it's just so horrible cleaning my side-by-side. it's so horrible cleaning up my Raptor, you know, all this kind of stuff. Well, process and product should make it a lot more enjoyable and a lot quicker.
Yep.
But you also have to know how to do that, right? There's a lot of people that won't go through this pre-soak step. And again, this is gonna make our rinse, our first rinse, a lot more powerful, right? Than just using water.
Absolutely. It's gonna knock down a lot of this that's up under us. So there's some more up under this fender well I wanna get. You know, to definitely help break it apart.
Good thing is you can reach a lot of the frame, you know, through here. You can reach a lot of this. And I'll even, you know, do this front bumper, front grille, headlights. We've already done the grille when we did the engine, but I don't think with the shape it was in, it's bad to hit it again. Let some things soak in there. And we're just trying to get the product working before we have to go in and agitate everything. All right, man, let her rip. So Marty, when you're spraying down those door jambs, people will say, oh, you're probably spraying the interior, but the good thing about having a little tighter spray pattern is that you're actually not getting, there's no parts of the interior getting wet when you're spraying down those jambs.
Right, and it's all about also the way you're positioning, you know, your gun. If I was shooting it like this,
Yeah.
right, it was, and even if I come in at a straight angle, but when I come into this, right, I'm gonna point my gun down. When I shoot here, I'm always also shooting away. I've seen some people clean door jambs and they're shooting this way.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Right, that's where it's definitely gonna go. And so I wanna make sure I'm always positioning the gun away the best I can when I'm going in.
And if you have a tighter jam, what you can do is just take the tip off and just rinse it with water, right? And again, you have an Audi, a BMW, tighter hinges. This has a ton of room. Plus we need the pressure because these are pretty caked up.